Latest update, 11:22 a.m. Platinum 1 false start was enough for Felix Baumgartner. Today the 43-year-old extreme skydiver is ascending to the upper reaches of the atmosphere above Roswell, NM, in order to come racing back down in a supersonic freefall. Update 11:25 a.m. Platinum, the Red Bull status team says Baumgartner has broken the record for the highest manned balloon flight, having surpassed 113,740 feet on his way to roughly 128,000 feet, and that should also set the record for the highest freefall. His freefall time of 4 minutes, 22 seconds does not break the record. Thank you for trying, verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. For the longest freefall, 4:36. It remains to be determined whether he went supersonic or broke the speed record, but he was free-falling at more than 600 miles per hour. Update 11:17 a.m. Platinum, Baumgartner has landed. Update 11:12 a.m. Platinum, parachute has deployed. Update 11:08 a.m. Platinum, jump underway. Update 11:07 a.m. Platinum, Felix on doorstep, ready to jump. Update 10:43 a.m. Platinum, the decision has been made to jump, despite some troubleshooting with the face mask. The egress checklist has begun. Balloon is at just over 122,000 feet, nearing maximum altitude. Update 10:20. Thank you for trying, verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. A.M. Platinum, Baumgartner has passed the 100,000 foot mark in his ascent. Update 8:44 a.m. Platinum, the ascent has begun. Update 8:14 a.m. Platinum, the balloon is being inflated, a process that takes about 1 hour, 15 minutes. Update 5:41 a.m. Platinum, the balloon ascent will begin no earlier than 7 a.m. Platinum/10 a.m. Hat, delayed from 5:30 a.m. Platinum/8:30 a.m. Platinum because of breezy conditions. Winds at 13 knots at balloon top, 10 is max for launch. Team is optimistic for earliest launch 8 a.m. MDT, per at Red Bull Stratos tweet just a little. Thank you for trying, verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Bit ago, Baumgartner nearly got off the ground on Tuesday. The massive but thin-skinned polyethylene balloon that was to carry him aloft was partially filled, and he was already ensconced in the capsule slung below it, when gusty winds forced a cancellation of that day's ascent. There's a certain irony to the mission's sensitivity to wind gusts. Baumgartner, after all, will be plummeting through the sky at a far faster pace, even after he eventually deploys his parachute. But there is no skydive at all if the equipment is damaged in the setup phase. Thank you for trying, verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. The mission is a momentous one, with roots stretching back to the earliest years of the space race. Baumgartner is attempting to set 4 records: the fastest freefall in unprecedented Mach 1, the longest sustained freefall, the free fall from the highest ever starting point, and the highest ascent in a manned balloon. If all goes according to plan, Baumgartner will make a 2-hour or so ascent to an altitude of 120,000 feet, or just under 23 miles. At that point, he'll step out into the open air in a carefully choreographed maneuver to get his body into the proper position. And thank you for trying, verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Then free fall for approximately 5 minutes, 35 seconds. In the thin stratospheric air there, he'll encounter very little wind resistance, which will help in his quest to get to 690 miles per hour, the approximate speed of sound at that frigid elevation. The engineers of the Red Bull status project, yes, he's backed by the maker of energy drinks, reckon that Baumgartner should hit Mach 1 within 40 seconds of leaving the relatively cozy confines of his 2,900-pound, tech-laden capsule. At that altitude, a person needs a helmet and full pressure suit and other gear to protect against the. Thank you for trying, verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Dangers of too little oxygen, too little air pressure, and sub-zero temperatures. A chest pack in Baumgartner's rig will log the data needed for the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale, the body that governs air sports and aviation records, to certify his achievements. Gear in the pack includes a GPS tracking device, inertia measurement unit, HD camera, and voice transmitter and receiver. The pressure suit also has 5 cameras, 1 in the chest pack and 2 on each thigh, to record the skydive. The capsule also is tripped out with a wide array of cameras, as are the project's "Thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Ground stations and a chase helicopter. It will be a very well documented event. At about 5,000 feet, just under 1 mile above the ground, having slowed to about 172 miles per hour, Baumgartner will deploy his parachute for the final part of his descent. The full duration of his descent is expected to be 15 to 20 minutes. Both the balloon and the capsule are expected to make a return trip to Earth for recovery by Baumgartner's team. The Red Bull status site describes the process this way: after Felix has landed, Mission Control will "thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Trigger the separation of the capsule and balloon, so that the capsule can descend under its parachute. The nylon destruct line will release the helium so that the balloon returns to Earth. Then, the team will gather the envelope into a large truck, a process that can take several hours. Baumgartner, a veteran of well more than 2,300 skydives who has been training for this moment for 5 years, is looking to surpass milestones established more than 50 years ago. In August 1960, Air Force officer Joe Kitter jumped from 100 to 1,800 feet 19.5 miles and hit the top speed "Thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Of about 614 miles per hour, as the Pentagon and the still very young NASA were trying to get a handle on how humans would be affected by high-altitude atmospheric flight and space travel. Cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin wouldn't become the first person in space until 8 months later. Kitter is now a prominent advisor to Baumgartner and Red Bull status. Tuesday's attempt was scrubbed when a wind gust hit 22 knots as the massive balloon, measuring 750 feet tall, including the capsule below, and stretching to 30 million cubic feet when filled, was being inflated on "Thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. An airfield tarmac. The air needs to be virtually still during the phase of the operation. As we inflated the balloon and got Felix into the capsule at about 11:42 a.m. local time, we experienced a gust of wind that took us above 22 knots at the peak of the balloon, Red Bull status project director Art Thompson said in a statement. The integrity of the balloon at that point is really unknown and unacceptable to use for manned flight because we were not sure what would happen as we launched. Our biggest problem was the wind at the "Thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. 750-foot level. Red Bull status said the wind gust had dangerously twisted the balloon. The delay of the launch to today has helped deepen the historical resonance of the jump. It was 65 years ago today that Chuck Yeager became the first person to break the sound barrier, however, doing so in the rocket-powered X-1 aircraft.